Okay, here's a yard bug that won't start. Customer says the alternator doesn't work, battery's dead. And this is a yard bug. There's a lot of different kind of yard bugs out there, but they're all pretty similar. They might have different model numbers, but they're all generally the same. So, no start. Let's test the battery. The model number on this machine is a 13A-328-402. It's also a 247-270-190. So the battery reads good here. 12 plus. I'm going to set the brake, parking brake, that way I can crank it without sitting on the seat. I'm going to do a voltage drop on the battery. I'm going to hit the key, see if the voltage drops at all, and it doesn't. Voltage stays at 12 plus, doesn't do anything. I'm hitting the key over and over. I hear a click in there. I'm going to try to get my leads to stay, so I can bring you over and take a look.
So you hear this thing clicking.
So there's an audible click there. So the solenoid is clicking. So let's see if the solenoid is passing voltage. There's going to be 12 volts on the primary side of this solenoid. When it clicks, it should have voltage on the other side of the large poles of the solenoid. So one of the large poles should have natural 12 volts to it. The other side shouldn't have 12 volts until it clicks. And the small wire should only have 12 volts when you hit the key.
12 volts. So we should get 12 volts here when we hit the key. And we do. We're at 10 and a half is good.
So we have 12 volts on the primary side, 12 volts on the key switch little wire, but no 12 volts on the secondary side when the solenoid clicks. And so it's just a bad solenoid. You just want to make sure that your key switch is off and your battery is disconnected when you are messing with this solenoid. That way nothing gets grounded and we don't start any fires or burn any wires. That is never a good thing. And on these yard bugs, once we get it all together, we want to tie these wires up and get them out of the way, because the way the hood closes, it can grab some of these wires and cut them or wear them down. This wiring harness is in a terrible spot. Here's the new solenoid going in. I'm going to move it because the battery is the wrong size, and if you didn't notice before, the battery was right on top of one of those positive primary poles on the solenoid, which is very bad. So I'm going to move it here, making sure that all of these nuts are good and tight. And so I got the mounting bolt with the grounding wire on the side that you can't see, and that's good and tight. And then here at the end, I'm just going to sail a self-tapping screw in the other side of the mount hole for the solenoid, just to get it real solid there.
What? They're usually 7/16, unless somebody changed them.
And definitely get the rubber covers back on top of these positive poles. It'll just help not start a fire in the future.
I don't like that at all. It's fucking retarded. Went the wrong way with it, probably.
These batteries with the little square nut on the bottom is such a pain in the butt. The bolt is never long enough to reach a square nut, so I gotta get a flathead screwdriver underneath it to hold it up so the bolt can reach.
Oh, she works full time.
Get that rubber cover back on top. Look at that mess of wires. We're gonna clean that up. That looks terrible. Again, get this little flathead screwdriver under this square nut so that bolt can reach. Just a terrible design. Good old engineers. Get these nice and snug, that way they don't loosen up in the future. And you absolutely want to tie this battery down so it doesn't touch the frame. This battery is really close to the frame, so we got a big old zip tie on it. That is going to do the trick. And I'm just tying up these wires, getting them out of the way. I'm going to push this fuse back into its little spot here behind that little zip tie that was already there on the frame. Get this tied up and out of the way. That way the big grass catcher can slide in and the hood can close without catching any of these wires, which is important. I'm going to check the oil one last time, make sure it looks good, and it does. It's full. Nice and full. And would you look at that? We fixed it. Just a solenoid issue. Didn't need an alternator. Let's go for a test drive. All right, another happy customer. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.